mowers and blowers. I gotta tell you, Mother Nature is relentless. Non-stop, day after day. Heat, humidity, just pounding on the earth. Not a break. I mean, God, not even any rain at all. It's unbelievable, man. It's as if this was like Nevada or something. I'm sorry, Nevada. Anyway, you guys may have noticed that last night's video was not uploaded until early this morning. And the reason behind that is, I don't know. But my video last night was about an hour long, right?
Yes, it is.
And it just took forever for them to upload and process it, you know? So I think YouTube had some kind of server issue, whatever. This morning I wake up, I upload it again, it goes right through. So you're gonna get 2 videos today. How about that, huh? Anyhow, so today I'm going to be working on some kind of muffler system for this. I've tried some other pipes and some other mufflers. It's not going to work with the way that's set up, you know, how one tube comes out the side. I'm thinking about that thing. This used to be off of my camouflage LT4000 with the matching trailer. I took it off. It's really heavy, you know. So I'm thinking about cutting a piece of it off and making side pipes like that, you know. I just don't know if the hood's going to be able to go on there with this thing there. I'll have to do some testing. Anyway, you also know that, remember when my van broke down on the highway and my friend Nick from Medford came to rescue me, right? We changed the alternator in this driveway and I was able to get home. I blew about 5 fuses that day because we didn't disconnect the battery before we put the alternator on, and that's what you're supposed to do, otherwise you're going to fry something, you know? So I blew like 5 or 6 fuses that day, and ever since then my radio didn't work. And I just couldn't figure it out. And by the way, don't think I didn't try to fix it, I did, but I don't remember how to get the radio out of the dash, you know? I thought I needed some special clips and clamps to put in there to get it out, but then I was watching my old video of when I first installed it, and you know what? I just pushed it in. That's it. So I took 2 long screwdrivers and I pried the sides at the same time. Came right out today. I pulled the fuse out of the back of the radio. It was fine. And I put it back in. It started. So I guess it needed like a reset, you know what I mean? By pulling out the fuse to reset the whole thing. Put the fuse back in. Now it works just fine. So I got my radio and my backup camera back on the van. So that's a load off my chest, you know, that was something in the back of my mind that I knew I had to fix, you know. So, yesterday off camera, I had the engine dialed in perfectly. I managed to find where the idle screw was, and I lowered the idle when it was at idle. You know, when it was at idle, it the engine was still going pretty fast, you know. So I took it down to a rumble. Sounds really mean without a... I had the wrong mic plugged in. Anyway, hopefully this one works. So Nick from Medford gave me this. It's a very good condition seat. It just is off the backing, the cushion. So I was thinking about just ripping this old piece of junk off, right? And just like putting silicone all over the place and just plopping that on there, you know, and put a bag of sand on there or something to weigh it down to let it cure. I'm thinking that would probably work. It looks like it might just fit perfectly, you know. So that's what I'm going to do there. I'm going to work out the muffler too, and I eventually have to take the deck off and free up the spindles and stuff. Before I put the machine back into the garage, I'm going to start it up and give it a test and see if it works right. Because it's just too hot to work outside. Too hot. Power on, choke. Choke.
Sounds pretty mean, huh? Anyway, now I'm gonna work on the seat real quick. See if I can rip that old cushion off and silicone that new cushion on. Now I'm going to try to figure out the muffler. Okay, so as you saw, I gave up on the muffler because I just didn't have the right diameter piping to get it done, you know. Also, I think that my idea would have hit this wheel, you know. Not to mention the fact that I would have to cut the hood a little bit. But I'd have to think about the muffler again. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do about the muffler. But as you saw, I took the deck off. It wasn't very hard at all. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connections. Typical LT1000 type deck, you know, except for this is a 46 with 3 spindles and 3 blades. The spindle and pulley system on the left hand side, that blade over there on the other left hand side, has a double pulley, and that double pulley goes through an idler and through a tensioner pulley and then right onto the electronic PTO. So I found a belt for it. I loosened up all the spindles, blades turn, the belt turns, everything's freed up now with some penetrating oil from my friends at Lucas Oil Products. And then I found another belt. It's a little tight, but it's over the electric PTO. So I'm going to start it up and see if it spins. I'm expecting a belt to break. So how about that, huh? It works. It was cutting off because the seat safety switch kind of hinky, you know? Move around and stuff, and it wants to shut it off while the PTO is engaged. I'm surprised that seat safety switch even works. Hey! Hey guys, so I outfitted a Toro seat to it because it was just too rusted out. The seat pan was all rusted out, and so silicone wouldn't adhere, and it wouldn't adhere right anyway because the seat doesn't really exactly fit, so it kind of pops up on the sides. So I thought about taping like duct tape all around it and stuff, but that would look really ugly. So I had this Toro seat and I fabricated it to fit the brackets on this tractor. But then the back drooped down, so I found a bracket in the back somewhere, and I made it right. So I think I got it all taken care of. I'm going to go for a ride. I'm using my $20 camera because you could stick it somewhere for the action shots, you know? Feels pretty good. It's a little high for me. Can't reach the seat. was an awesome ride we just took around the block. Now it runs great, it mows, PTO switch works, the height adjustment's done, got a new seat on here, and I'm basically finished. I guess I could put lights on it, and then we gotta paint it. This is gonna take a lot to paint because there's a lot of rust everywhere. So it's gonna take a lot to, you know, sand it all down and stuff. I don't know, maybe I should just keep it this way, you know? Advertise it as, you think this will run? And it actually runs great. Nah, I wouldn't sell for a lot of money. It's gotta look better. I don't know, I have to think about it, whether or not I want to paint it or not. I guess I'll have to paint it, but I don't know. You guys want to do another poll? Not yet. But that's a little bit of it today. We still got to work on that muffler. Got to figure out what am I going to do about the muffler, you know? I'll look online and see if there's anything cheap that I could buy that might fit that situation over here. But other than that, we took the deck off, unseized all the spindles, blades, and shafts. Got a belt that fits the electronic PTO clutch. And we got a new seat on here. I taped up the cracks. And it's great. Anyhow, thanks a lot for joining me on today's episode. Jamal Tech, episode 3. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.